Ever think you might need a little more out of life? Why not try Chasing Diamonds with Andy Corbley, a podcast aimed at bringing out the extraordinary nature of the human experience and the curiosity, wonder, and creativity that drives it. It is his most sincere hope that today's episode tickles your fancy. So now, without further ado, here is your host, Andy Corbley.
Thank you, Ron.
Ron, you should read audiobooks.
Yes.
Such a lovely, soothing voice.
Welcome, everyone, to an impromptu episode of the podcast. My sister is visiting from Richmond. She has recently returned from Mardi Gras in New Orleans, in which she got up to a myriad of things and lost some important things, but she's here to tell us all about it because...
You can find anyone else for the show today.
Well, there's not usually shows on Thursday night, but we're going to, I was really excited to have you on. And I know that, yes, this is another member of my family, but viewers, I happen to be blessed with a very exciting family.
Yeah.
So we're just going to get started. McKinley, how was Mardi Gras?
Mardi Gras was quite a flippin' trip, man. I mean, it's the kind of fun you have to work for, because the trials and tribulations that come with Mardi Gras are... It's like you can get really drunk, and that'll be really fun and well and good and all, but then you're going to be really dehydrated. You're going to have to pee a lot. You're going to have to deal with being in a really crowded public place at all time. There's no public transportation most of the time. I walked about 20 miles, biked about 20 miles.
Where'd you get the bike?
Some guys, some friends. They were real sweet.
Did you go with anyone?
No.
Did you know anyone there?
Yes.
Okay.
I lived there for a little while doing construction work. It was technically squatting. Like, I could spin my old life in New Orleans is like, oh yeah, I was fixing houses damaged by Hurricane Katrina, you know? We were like helping fix them up. But like, no, I wanted a free place to stay.
Gotcha.
So we stayed in this sort of dilapidated place a little bit, just kind of illegal, but we did it. And then in exchange for construction work, where we were fixing houses, we got free room and board.
Room and board in the house that you were squatting in illegally?
Yeah. It was a fucked up deal, but for those who are just in for like an easy fix and want to stay in New Orleans, it's way better than a hotel. But the mosquitoes were enough to make me cry at night.
When you're in action area New Orleans, I don't picture the buildings going up very high. It's not like a heavy metropolitan area, or
not unless you're in like the downtown area, and even then I feel like it's pretty small. Honestly, it's about the same size as Richmond.
Okay.
So it's maybe like 7 miles.
Okay,
wide,
and not
city,
not
really.
much more than 3, 4-story, 5-story buildings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, and then one thing about New Orleans is like you have districts and neighborhoods, but you don't have like good neighborhoods and bad neighborhoods. You have good blocks and bad blocks. Like it's on a literal block by block basis, the crime. So
Gotcha.
We did a lot of zigzagging because my guide was like, no, that street's fucked. This street's okay. We'll take a chance with this one. It's still
Street
early
by
in the night."
street.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. Also, you're less likely to get mugged if you say hi to people, or more specifically, evening. Like, hi is apparently the wrong code. So it's like, hey, how you doing?
Would they like specifically target people who don't say hi or say hi?
Yeah, because you're more likely to be a tourist.
Yeah.
Then.
Okay.
Yeah, so New Orleans natives are all real friendly and say hi and check up with each other. So, yeah, you're more likely to have conversations with your neighbor. It's really nice.
So did you arrive in the thick of it, or did you?
I arrived at 5 a.m.
Oh.
It was 5 a.m. Saturday.
Okay.
Because it was very spur of the moment, and no one wanted to come with me, so I packed up my car and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be a free spirit." So I took some upper prescription drugs, and then just stayed awake. Got there, slept for 3 hours, and then got into it.
All right. What is into it? Saturday morning.
There's a shit ton of parades, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, this parade is like way better than the other parades." Because like there's snooties, there's snooty people in New Orleans. And there's people who are more fucking snooty than other people. And
is there like a genteel kind of Brooklyn sort of society where all the young like hipsters moved in?
No, not really. I mean, like,
it's still kind of gritty.
Yeah, I mean, gentrification is obviously a thing, but like that city is still like pretty shitty.
Pretty real.
I mean, yeah. So you got a good mix of like kids going to school there, and then also like the gritty lived there a while, seen the times.
Okay, so is it like the same parades go by every year, so that's how they know which ones suck?
I mean, yeah, but like because like I said, everyone's sort of competing to see who knows New Orleans the best, like who fucking gets the city better, and it's like I mean, I liked my guy the most. She's a good friend of mine. I love her to bits, and she would always easily call. I remember this one dude was trying to hit on me, and he's like, "Oh, so is this like your second time in New Orleans?" She's like, "Yeah, see, I can tell you're not fucking from New Orleans because you just said New Orleans. No one fucking says New Orleans."
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, so there were people being like, "Oh, this parade's like way better than the other parades," but like they all look like parades to me, and I mean, they're still a lot of fun. You catch a lot of beads. There's a lot of floats. A lot of people in masks. Lots of drunk people. New Orleans is an open carry city, so you can just take your booze anywhere, which is a lot of fun.
So you can take your drink from one bar to the next bar.
Yes, and it also means that I was driving home from the main Mardi Gras Tuesday night to get some sleep before I went home, and like, you think you know what trash is, but you don't know what trash is.
Like garbage?
Yeah, like garbage, because I had several people talk to me about this where like, you don't fucking get trash in Mardi Gras. You don't get it, because they make like millions and millions of these little plastic beads with like cancer-causing chemicals that are just made of shit, and they just make them so they can be thrown on the ground because it's bad luck to pick the beads up from the ground. So
stupid as fuck.
So there's thousands of these beads that just they like, once it misses your hand, you're like, it's dead.
Done.
It's just that
it's like
this
an
was
egg.
created to just be a blight on the environment and literally no other purpose. So I was driving home on Tuesday after the event, and it's like street after street after street after. It's not even like the downtown area. It's like the whole fucking city is covered in just these clouds of trash.
Oh Jesus!
It's a layer. It's like frosting, because you can't see the median strips. There's so much trash you can't.
What?
Like, the's trash
it's
cans.
It's like Mad Max shit.
Dude, it is Mad Max. I was like, and it was like deserted. Because after 9 p.m. after 9 p.m. on Tuesday, everyone goes to bed, and then Lent starts, and like, but after 9 p.m., everyone just goes to bed. So I was going home at 9:30, and it's like a ghost town. There's no one there except for other shitty drivers, and like my car had just been broken into, so my car was also filled with broken glass. So I just felt like just rolling, and I'd rolled in dirt, and I was sweaty and tired, and just.
What did they get?
Oh, well, joke's on them. They broke into my car to find valuables, and they found my scratched up Beatles CD and half-finished Pink Lemonade. And then they left.
Yeah, I think that's why Dad always says, I'll just leave the door unlocked because there's nothing valuable, and I just don't want them to break the windows.
See, he didn't tell me that, and if I'd known, I would have had more foresight. But yeah, they also tore some little holes in the convertible roof trying to get in.
Those fucks.
Those absolute fucks. But yeah, joke's on them, so, because I'm poor too. Yeah.
I hope they cut themselves on the glass.
Well, they didn't. I actually spent the drive up here picking up all the little glass and putting it in my empty coffee cup because I didn't have anything else to do. It was like operator. or operation, because it was like I was driving and sometimes it would be bumpy and I didn't want to cut my hands, so I had to do it really gently. But I had nothing else to do, so I was like, this is kind of fun.
Was it like safety glass, like where it falls into a billion little pieces?
Yeah. So there's still a billion little pieces in the car,
yeah.
but I got a lot of it.
Yeah, for sure. You'd probably have to use a vacuum.
Yeah, but that made the drive a lot more fun than the drive down, honestly. But then actually I drove through a thunderstorm for like 3 hours.
I was just about to ask, what was the weather like?
The thunderstorm in like Indiana that killed some people because it was so windy. I think there were tornadoes and stuff.
Yeah, there was tornadoes.
I drove through some of that in Tennessee. And so it's just like...
Brilliant.
Fuck.
You must have felt a bit like Frodo when he's on the side of the mountain and he's just like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Also, BMWs are rear-wheel drive.
Yes,
so when there's gas fucking ass loads of rainwater on the streets, you tend to hydroplane. Hydroplaning in a rear-wheel car drive, or rear-wheel drive, whatever, is real fucking hard.
Well, yeah, because you don't have the weight of the engine pressing down on the spinning wheels, for sure.
Yeah, so that's pretty spooky.
Yeah. No, it's my old Mazda was the same rear-wheel drive, but as opposed to hydroplaning, it was mostly like the snow. And if I wanted to drive anywhere in the snow, it's like you better be prepared for like 24 different tail slide maneuvers.
I mean, even with front wheel, I remember like, because Andy and I both grew up in this forest neighborhood, gravel road and stuff. And so there have been a handful of times where we got to drive on this rickety ass, like unplowed road to get to work in the morning after it snows. So I remember one time I was driving a boy home and he was like, oh, maybe like you shouldn't go this fast. And I know better. You need the momentum to get up the hill. Otherwise you get stuck. I've learned. I fucking learned from ignorant boys trying to tell me how to drive. So he's like, oh, maybe you should slow down. I'm like, no, I know better. So I fishtail all the way up the road in a sort of heart-wrenching saga of turns, and then finally we're like cruising on the main road. And I hear him exhale this long breath, and it was just so satisfying.
Yeah, you don't driving in the snow. I can't. It's weird to imagine like living in a place without snow and then moving to a place where there is snow and then like having to deal with driving in the snow.
Yeah, but then feeling like I had someone else's life in my hands like that, it's like I shot an apple off the top of their head. And they're like, I don't know if you can shoot this apple off the top of my head. Bitch.
Yeah, well, those cars are, modern cars are like bumper cars.
Yeah.
Anyway, what kind of characters did you meet in New Orleans?
Fucking weirdos. I mean, great people, and I love them all. And you have different, like, varying kinds of weirdos. But I mean, they're kind of a different.
What's like not the garden variety weirdo, but what's like the sort of like second class weirdo?
Second class weirdo. A lot of them are musicians. Also, from what I gather, they have like the same 10 jazz musicians that just play in like a million different bands.
Okay.
I saw the same 3 guys play in 5 different bands the days I was there.
Yeah, I imagine. If you have an opportunity to like make a living or even sort of a living, you kind of probably have to like just do as much work as possible, and that's easier if you have a bunch of different groups that can bring you in for like session work. Yeah,
my friend's a romantic partner of sorts. He was playing with one band. He played baritone saxophone. He was playing across the street from where we were swing dancing. So he played a set, and then he came over on his break to steal the show from the place where we were playing with his baritone sax. He like soloed in on their song during the break, and they're like, "Hey, it's that fucking guy."
Oh my God! He just walked in and took a solo.
High-fived them all. Went back to play another show with a different band at the same place.
What a whore!
I know. But I don't know. I mean, I guess that's what you do. But I mean, there's just a lot of talents, a lot of different. Everyone is not ashamed to be an artist. I think you're kind of a freak if you aren't. And I mean, I don't mean that in like a I don't mean that in like a pretentious kind of
Well,
way.
yeah,
but I
but
mean,
well,
like,
you don't go to a place like New Orleans if you want to be a software engineer.
Well, I mean that, but I mean, like, you could tell that there were the college boys there
Mm.
with the million beads around their neck and
Oh,
like
crikey.
this, the classic margarita cuss, and you're like, I get why you're here.
So
get
who
how
are
you're
like
here.
the best strangers?
The best strangers, I think, are the ones who are just up to be your pal. And there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like, I think those are the New Orleans king and queens, because I think you're like the OG New Orleans residents who are like just like, because when you walk down the street in New York, everyone's really pissed off and shitty and grouchy. I'm not a fan of New York. You walk down the street in New Orleans, and everyone just looks like they're having a good day. So the best New Orleans people are the people who are just like having a good day because they get it. And so they're always down to chat, they're down to hang out, they're down to swap stories, and they're so sweet. Like, a lot of times they just have these fucking like 1,000,000-gallon crock pots on the street of crawfish. And I mean, 4 feet tall.
What
crock
the
pots.
fuck?
Like, massive crock pots with jambalaya and crawfish, and like, you ask for a bowl, they'll just give you a bowl because they're just down to feed your neighbor. And yeah, it's it's so sweet, and they're so much fun. And then you have the lower tier, and it's like they move to New Orleans and they get it and they know how to have fun, but they're kind of shitty about it sometimes. So.
And then who are the worst strangers besides the ones that want to break into your car or do you bodily harm?
Bad people, like cat callers, like thieves, pickpockets.
Do you think that, like, I wonder if there's like thieves message boards where you get together like 5 or 6 thieves to go to Mardi Gras?
Dude, it would not surprise me. Actually, I was talking to our dad today.
That's a short film, by the way.
Dude,
listeners.
That's a full-length film.
That's a feature-length film.
I want the screenplay on my desk by Monday. Oh my god. But I was talking to our dad today, and he said that he had to do research for a documentary about Nigeria and Nigeria's rates of kidnapping and murder and abduction and things like that. And worldwide, it rates about 6.
Why Nigeria specifically, did he say?
I don't remember.
Okay.
But he said that in terms of rates of abduction and disappearances and kidnappings and trafficking, they rate about 6. Number 1 is the United States. And the state with the highest amount of unsolved disappearances is New Orleans. New Orleans is
you mean
place.
Louisiana, right? State.
Yeah. But I think New Orleans might also have the highest. I mean, maybe in Detroit they just kill everyone, so they don't have those kinds.
Yeah, well, there are a huge amount of us.
Yeah,
I would think it would be India, unsolved disappearances.
No, Nigeria.
No, I'm saying no. Like you said, Nigeria's number 6, America's number 1.
India's
I would
got a
think
shit
number
ton of
1.
people.
They've got a billion humans and man-eating tigers, roving gangs of women rapists, tribal warfare, bad infrastructure. I would think that would be the biggest place for unsolved disappearances. Just the way that's worded, unsolved disappearances.
Yeah, well, actually, fun fact, after my car got broken into, we called the police so we could get a report to help with insurance claims. We waited 6 hours. Police did not show up. And the women at the office say that this is because, like, they're like really backed up right now. They got a lot of stuff. But everyone that I spoke to was like, no, they're not coming. They're not. You're not gonna talk to anyone. So you're just better off, because I guess they're too busy ticketing everyone in the city because that's their main source of income.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess like it's just like everybody, a lot of young white people, all get up and go to Mardi Gras to have an amazing, sort of debauched experience. And then I picture thieves' message boards where like truckloads of thieves go to like prey on the swelling of like human wildebeests, and all their valuables. And then I feel like there are cop message boards where the cops come from other counties to like feast on ticketing fines.
Dude, yeah, they import massive amounts of police forces to help. Because here's another fact. New Orleans has a population of about 400,000. During Mardi Gras, it's 1.4 million.
That's just not okay.
It's so much.
To
it's
just
so
shove
many people.
3 times as many people in one area.
Yeah, so I mean, so then I had a broken window, and my friend says like, oh, well, maybe you should move it so it doesn't, someone doesn't steal your actual car. And another New Orleans resident just quips like, oh, everyone's too busy pickpocketing everyone downtown. You're fine. So
it's basically Mos Eisley. Spaceport.
I made that exact comparison.
Okay, yeah, good.
But yeah, it's a wretched hive of scum and villainy. But
Damn.
it's magic. It's one of my favorite places in the world.
Okay, so we've covered the bad. What were some good? What was some good?
There's secret balls everywhere, and when I say balls, I mean like dances.
Yeah, I assumed.
Now, like some of the ladies have balls, and you don't know.
Oh,
they all look spookily androgynous. No, yeah, there's secret balls around the city, and some are very exclusive. You need a specifically extended invitation. Yeah, it's a real procedure.
So, did you get to go to any secret balls?
Kinda. It was held in a church, and there was a lot of EDM and shadowy figures, and just it was okay. I mean, I think I was pretty pooped at that point, so I napped on someone.
Well, what was like prime time for you?
I don't remember. Time slows down. There's so many bars, so many things. Fuck, what did I do? I guess it was Saturday night? I can't remember. Yeah, lots of taxation on my liver. During I remember now. Saturday.
Okay.
I went to this burlesque show.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
There's a shit ton of burlesque shows, shit ton of drag shows, shit ton of strip clubs. Actually, fun fact.
What about like masquerades?
Yeah, there's that kind of meshes in with the balls a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That would be fun as fuck.
Yeah, but like the burlesque show that I went to, they had like 4 acts. One was a Sarah. What's the girl from Terminator? Sarah Connor burlesque. That was pretty fucking sweet. They had Game of Thrones burlesque where these 2 gay dudes had the most enthusiastic fake gay sex on stage that I've ever seen. And then this bitch came in and like killed them kind of. And also the kind of convincing. It was the gayest shit I've ever seen. It was awesome. And then there was
Sarah Connor
burlesque. I'm not kidding. And then
Was it like just Sarah Connor, or was there a Terminator?
She just came in the smoking outfit and just went.
Damn.
Have you ever seen the movie Spirited Away?
No.
Listeners, if you've ever seen Spirited Away, the white masked black ghoul ghost thing, he had a burlesque act. That was pretty fucking nutty. I don't know how he came up with that, but he did it. It was pretty good. Our MC was Vladimir Puta. And she just had like the sickle. She had the sickle and hammer painted onto her tits to hide her nipples. And she was hot as fuck. I loved her.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Fuck, I can't remember the last one. It was damn.
Tough act to follow.
Yeah, it was a lot of real niche.
Really niche. Yeah, I bet. That sounds.
Yeah, and
Did you see like one person in the audience see Sarah Connor and just start like freaking out?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I've been waiting for this my whole life.
I mean, dude, that's like a pretty weird niche. I mean, I don't even get.
I have no idea.
That's like
where
being
that
really
comes
into the
from.
Resident Evil series. I mean, like, but
yeah,
the movies.
I mean, well, you look at. I guess Sarah Connor is the kind of chick who wears jeans and repairs things, and she's
like that
tough.
bitch from Terminator.
That is the bitch from Terminator.
No, it's not. No,
Sarah Connor?
Sarah Connor is, or not? No, I meant to say Transformer.
Oh.
Such similar words.
Oh, you mean like Megan Fox's character?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're like,
sort of.
she fixes cars.
But except the
But-
woman who played Sarah Connor in the original Terminator was just like just butch looking enough that like it didn't seem fake. But then you got
Okay.
Megan Fox like straddling this motorcycle and there's not a speck of grease anywhere
Dude.
and there's no tools or anything.
I also remember another aspect of the male gaze. I remember how Megan Fox was like the it girl. I remember like Megan Fox, so foxy. And
Yeah, I recall that
dream
period
about it.
where
Yeah.
it was like Megan Fox everything.
And then there was an abundance of me hearing about how she had a club thumb, or she had like a weird thumb, and so her image was ruined. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
Yeah, that's
Why is that? Dude, I mean, people still really like Britney Spears. She went off the wall. She went balls deep in the crazy sauce.
What did you call it? A what thumb? A club
A club
thumb?
thumb. It's where it's really square and boxy, I guess.
That's so
It's like that's they're like, oh shit, Megan Fox is a club dude.
Well, I guess it's like when you kind of infer that women are treated like objects, it's not surprising that when
She had to have a downside.
right, exactly.
So they found it and they dug. They dug deep, baby.
Yeah, I remember living in Los Angeles and just sitting next to these two ugly ass like 37-year-old bald guys, and they're just talking rubbish about every girl who walks by, and I'm like, you guys would be lucky if like a fucking like a female rat in Heat came. Like
Dudes look like piles of dog food. I'll
it's
tell you
funny, but that's just how. But they just sit outside the pizza place and they just sit and like pass the time, and I'm like, I'm in a movie. I'm in an old stupid movie before there were standards and practices. Like,
what. Bruh, one guy at Mardi Gras tried to steal my hat because I was wearing a bowler hat for most of the time to
like
get
steal,
cutesy.
or to just like cutesy
He was like,
steal.
oh, this hat is really cool. I really want it. Can I just have it? And he tried to take it off my head. And I'm not a very confrontational person. I do not like confrontation, especially when I've been drinking, when other people have been drinking. It's just messy. So my friend, he's a bad bitch. She's lived in New Orleans. So, I mean, she's not afraid of anything.
Mhm.
She smacks the guy like on the head.
Like a proper.
And she's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're just going to take a girl's hat. Get out of here. Scram. Scram. And I just felt like I was being watched over.
I was just about to ask that actually, like, how do you prepare yourself, or like, how do you plan for defense when going full in like that?
I mean, you just have to know that you need to be prepared, and you can pretty much do whatever you want. Well, I shouldn't say that you like within reason. I mean, you can say most shit, like as long as someone doesn't look actually dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone almost backed their car into my friend, and she just smacked the window pretty hard. But why did her car? You usually can't smack cars, but I mean, she's done it a few times actually. It was pretty heroic. And I don't know. I mean, with someone like me, I tend to just sort of like squirm out of it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a big confrontational person, so. Yeah. So if someone was hitting on me, I would use, like, we had a signal set up where I would take my hat off and then she would swoop in and be like, okay, we're leaving. Bye.
Interesting.
Yeah, just because I know I'm not that kind of I've tried to be, but boy, I'm just not.
Yeah, I recall Stefano in Italy.
Ugh. Yeah.
Italians, they're not subtle.
They're forward. They're very forward. So he kept saying like, Andy, why don't you go do this for us? And so at one point when Stefano went to the bathroom, I was like, Andy, you cannot leave this room ever again. You have to stay here because this is the only way that I'm safe. And so when Stefano came back, he said, Andy, why don't you get the olive oil from upstairs?
I remember
and he was like, or I can stay here and we can all do this together.
It
was
felt
just
like
the most awkward silence.
Yeah, I was gonna say the words coming out of my mouth felt like a tree coming out of an old-fashioned sawmill, just like noisy and just rough and slow and cumbersome, just like.
It worked though. It definitely worked.
Yeah, But it's Stefano's far from Mardi Gras.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have like a huge.
So was it just basically Saturday?
It's no, the parades start and do not stop until from like Friday to probably more than probably before Friday. But I when I got there, it was they take. One guy I was talking to, he was like, "Yeah, I work at a shop. We were open on Christmas. You better believe I'm not working today." So, yeah, they take Mardi Gras pretty seriously over there, planning months in advance.
Well, yeah, if your population's about to be quadrupled.
Yeah, it's disgusting. There's so many people, but I mean, it's also okay. It is totally it's swell. It's real swell.
I wonder if it's anything like Burning Man. I feel like it's probably a little more.
I feel like I do
unsafe.
not have. Next time I'm on the show, I'll talk about. I'll go to Burning Man and come back so I can be on the show. Again. But like, I've heard so many mixed things about Burning Man. Like it's turned very.
I feel like
corporate. It's turned very corporate.
Oh
but it used to be very,
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, because it grew to such legendary
Yeah.
proportions that I mean now you need X amount of money just for shit. But I mean it's still very culty because it's still apparently really great experience, and so I'd still really like to go at some point, get a lot of sand in my ass and things like that.
Yeah, sand.
Sand.
I was gonna say
everywhere.
I feel like Burning Man is like Shangri-La or like the Promised Land. It's like you create in your mind the idea of what you expect.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like you run the risk. Certain people run the risk of being overly disappointed because in their head they create Burning Man to be something that it's not.
Yeah.
And I feel like I once listened to a 1.5 hour podcast from Cracked humor website about one of the guys going to Burning Man, and he basically said he went without, he specifically avoided learning anything about it.
Smart.
And then he went with just like a lot of water. He's like, I didn't really know what to bring, so I just brought like way more water than I needed. And so, he would tell stories about all the sculptures and the drugs and Thunderdome, but it was all through him just like going and experiencing it as opposed to going to experience something that you have in your mind and then being disappointed later. I
mean, that's pretty smart. But even with Mardi Gras, I mean, New Orleans never really disappoints me. But like for one, it's worth going just for the costumes. I mean, there's no way to be underdressed. I mean, people go ham. They go ham wild. You
should pull that mic right up to your face like some creep at Mardi Gras is trying to like kiss you.
Okay.
No, like you're like leaning forward. You need to like lean back. Like you want to be relaxed. Like your head's leaning. You want this thing to be
this is comfortable. I slouch.
Okay.
I'm a sloucher, dude. You pretend like I'm
like
proud, elegant person, but I really like to slouch.
I imagined you leaning back in your chair at least.
Let me try that.
I mean, you can slouch while leaning back still.
All right, that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I might try this for a bit.
It's just these stupid microphones are like totally forward pacing. They're a lot like, we're a lot not like the Republican Party.
I mean, it's worth going to Mardi Gras for the costumes, but I mean, I could keep going. I mean, there was one time my friend and I were swing dancing in the streets, and some guy tried to tip us in cocaine because he thought we were real swell.
Oh my god!
Thought we were real swell dancers. One time when I was under 21, we went to a strip club, or we were trying to get in to see a burlesque show, and I was under 21, but we just figured it didn't really matter that much. So I just kept showing my ID to people, and they would look at me like, "Oh no, you actually have to be 21." Finally, we showed it to this one woman, and she looks at my ID. she looks at me and she gives me this look like, you're a dumb punk, but okay, I guess. So she just lets me in anyway. And so, yeah, it was during this burlesque show. One of the acts of which is this woman had a metal absinthe belt, and part of her act was sawing it off with a buzzsaw. So there were sparks flying everywhere, and it was gnarly.
You mean
shit
a chastity belt?
Yeah.
You said absinthe. An absinthe belt.
I don't even know what to make of that. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, an absinthe belt.
A chastity belt.
I want an absinthe belt.
An absinthe
belt. Googling this later.
All green.
Whatever it is.
All green.
It's like when you get just drunk through contact, when the contact high, kind of like that. Yeah.
We'll call that absinthe belting.
Absinthe belt. That's dope. I'm gonna name my next album after that.
What are like the most common costume themes? Because I didn't realize people dressed up.
Oh, blah, blah, blah. Oh my God. Lots of masks, lots of color.
Feathers.
Lots of feathers.
I imagine feathers.
Headdresses. Fishnets, tights. Some people are like a lot of naked. Not all naked, but I mean a good percentage.
A lot of naked.
Yeah, and I mean, there's no way to underdress. I brought some of my kookier clothing, and I'm like, I have blue hair. I'll wear these wacky glasses, my derby hat, colorful shawl. I mean, I'll be
but
okay.
You looked
but
totally square.
I looked okay,
Mm.
but I mean, I could have done so much better. I was a little bummed. So I know better for the next time. But I mean, there's no way to underdress at all. I mean, there were just people whose entire costumes were made with actual flowers. And there were just it was wacky. There's no way to underdress. Just go as fucking ham as you can, and you'll be fine. But yeah, it's worth going just for the costumes. And then,
is it the kind of thing that wouldn't be fun at all if you weren't to some degree like fucked up? If you were like stone sober walking through those streets, would you be like really uncomfortable?
No, you still have a good. I was actually mostly sober on Tuesday.
Like
actual Mardi Gras, because I just drank so much for Saturday and Sunday and Monday, and also Monday night we didn't sleep because the car got broken into and we'd been drinking all night, and then we had to wait for the cops, so we didn't really sleep, and then we had to hike for like 3 hours to get home, and it was a lot. It was a lot. So I didn't even drink that much for actual Mardi Gras, and I had a blast and a half just because of the costumes. Like the costumes and just everyone is having a good time. And it's also the most colorful city ever. It's so colorful all the time.
How can it be more colorful than Richmond? Richmond has the most street art of the most street art of any.
No. Richmond is like made up of in what used to be industrial factories that were then turned into half-assed apartment buildings. And I mean, there's murals, and those are like, oh, that's real neat. I mean, you gotta know, like, it's pretty fucking.
So there's just like pink and blue and yellow houses and stuff.
Yep. And I mean, there's lots of greenery and plants and shrubbery everywhere, so it feels nice and cozy, and everything's colorful, and there's also just beads everywhere.
Beads.
A lot of the time anyway.
just not when it's not Mardi Gras.
Yeah. And
why are they those? Do you know why they're the three colors? It's like gold, green, and purple.
I think it has something to do with how it originated from medieval times, the French Empire, French rule. Because New Orleans is a kind of French colony, so I think it comes from there. But I wouldn't quote me on that. I just know Mardi Gras is from France.
Okay. Yeah. Gras is spelled Gras.
Mardi Gras. My ass is grass.
You think blue would be in there if it was French?
That's true. Oh, this is total. I think this is pretty much unrelated to what we were talking about. But everyone's throwing beads, and like sometimes people will really get into it over some beads. I mean, people really like catching beads. But then at one point, which no one warned me about, they throw things other than beads, because there's a million floats to each parade, and they just really like throwing things that will eventually turn into trash because they will land on the ground. Among these things are New Orleans Saints plastic cups. They don't throw them like individually where you can like catch them and be like, oh sweet, I caught this cup. They throw them in giant stacks, so they don't
like
even,
all stacked on top of each other.
So they don't even like really fall apart in the air that much.
It's just a big log coming at you.
It's just falling in this giant plastic log that kind of hurts.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Depending on how thick the plastic is.
I kind of want to catch these bees, but please don't throw those cups at me.
Does anyone like peg the beads?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, yeah. But I just remember this one image where I was like really tentatively reaching up to the sky because I was like, I really don't want to get nailed in the face. And I got nailed in the face with some heavy beads. That just kind of hurts. It just kind of hurts.
Fucking beads.
Getting plastic in your face. Bead strike, yeah. And so I remember seeing they went ham with the cups. So they started throwing all these stacks of cups. And people were still reaching for them, but a lot of people were like, I'm not a fan of this. But they just kept throwing them. And so this mother, she sees the cups coming, and she turns around and uses her body to shield her child from the cups.
What a good mother.
I know. And then she tried to turn around, but they were already throwing more cups, so she just got nailed in the face with
Jesus Christ.
I know. And then just most of them ended up on the ground. And then they all just turned to trash.
I wonder, a long time ago I heard a comedian explain that like nobody eats candy corn, and all the companies that sell candy corn at Halloween, they just go into the dumpsters and get all the candy corn that nobody eats, and just I wonder if that's the same thing with the beads. It's like the last time a bead was actually made was like 1972, and they just keep reusing them.
No, because I mean, like, because you have all those cars that drive home after Mardi Gras eventually, and so I drove over a lot of beads. I was driving over a lot of fallen children, and they make these little popping sounds. Because I mean, it's just so yeah, just
plastic.
a lot of fallen children there. That was their lot in life. That one glorious arc through the air, and that was their birth and their death, and then they perished.
They wanted a home, and they just found cold asphalt.
They found freedom for all of 4 seconds. A moment of silence for the lost bees.
It's bad luck to pick them up off the ground.
Dude, right? They just make it like that. They just like, dude, that's the guy who like sued the EPA and is now running the EPA. He's like, it would be great. Let's tell them that you can't pick up these birds. So then we can have this whole holiday dedicated to just throwing trash onto the ground.
It's not like you're throwing trash onto like the streets of Los Angeles, which are swept twice a week either.
No.
I can't imagine.
No.
That the civil service bill is very...
Yeah. It's not.
I don't imagine New Orleans is like impoverished, but I can't imagine it's very like wealthy.
They make a lot of their income from tourism, from what I gathered.
Yeah.
I mean, they're definitely doing better from Katrina, but like it's still kind of struggling in a lot of ways. There's a lot of poverty.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but
what were like some really unexpected things? Since you said you've been before, right?
Yes.
Okay. What were some things like different this time around that you didn't expect? Or is it just so mad that nothing seems out of place?
Pretty much. I mean, like I said, get just the secret. One woman who we befriended on the street said that she once went to a ball, an invite-only ball, where if your costume wasn't elaborate enough, you were forced to enter the dance in the nude. And that was just sucks to suck. I mean, you just had to, or you weren't allowed in. So half the dancers are in real elaborate garb,
Yeah.
and then the other half is Nate. Also, there's this one guy who we ran into who had squirt guns filled with acid. So he'd be like, "You want some acid, bro?" And I was like,
Oh my
No.
God.
I don't mind taking acid from strangers, but I do not accept liquid acid because you don't know what you're fucking with, and there's just so many ways that it could go wrong.
Yeah, well, I mean, also, that's a
It's
huge
dangerous.
dose.
It's dangerous. So we ran into that guy, and he kept brandishing it around, so we're like, "Get that shit away from us now." But I mean, just imagine like you're on a ton of drugs, and you walk into a warehouse where half the people are in some fucking weird ass getups,
my
and
God.
the other half are totally naked. What like?
It's like
what do
Clockwork
you-
Orange.
Yeah, basically. I mean, that's a Clockwork Orange fever dream.
Yeah.
Especially because they have those masks with the long noses.
Oh, fuck those
I don't know what
things.
those are called.
I don't know why those are so uncomfortable to look at, but they are.
Yeah.
The beaks.
Yeah, they're a lot of those, too.
Marshmallows.
Oh. I mean, yeah, it was.
So how
those are
many
two things
how
that
many more
surprised me.
Mardi Gras do you see in your future?
I don't know, man. There's a few things that I wanted to do and I didn't get around to doing. Like Tuesday, I was pretty burnt out, so I mean, like I said, I didn't drink as much.
But by then it's actually like Lent, right? And then everybody's
Kinda,
like
yeah.
quiet and
yeah,
starving themselves.
Yeah. So I mean, I probably would have liked to have been in the main on Tuesday. I also there's also a parade that you can be in, which I kind of wanted to do, but I didn't make it because I was hiking halfway across town.
Yeah.
But I could absolutely do Mardi Gras in the future because it's just 1.5 million people who gather in a city where there's always something going on. There's always something to do. There's always live music with weird ass people with all kinds of dancing. There's bubble machines. There's street musicians. There's street poets. There's
Street poets.
always shit going on. And so everyone gets together for one weekend with the common goal of having fun. And then you have fun. And like that's your only goal.
I work at an office. And in the break room the television is always on. No matter how many times I turn the television off, as I come back, it's always on. A lot of times, because I work from 6 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, which is right in, that's like all of my break hours are the fucking Today Show.
Dude.
So, like, they've been doing all of this Mardi Gras celebratory whatevers, you know, whether it's decoration or baking or whatever gimmicks they have on the show.
Yeah.
And now, knowing what Mardi Gras is like, it seems weird that they're
Yeah.
like...
I mean, because you got to be PG. I mean...
Yeah, right?
I have to do a product roundup, right? Or not a product, like an event roundup, because then I can mark all my expenses as business expenses. Fuck off, IRS. So I'm doing a roundup
You might not
right
have
now.
wanted to say that on live radio.
I mean, it's not like I'm lying, and it's absolutely true.
Or what, are you going to do, like, a story on that?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of it right now. It's like top 10 things about Mardi Gras,
Mm.
several of which you might not know about.
Hmm.
And so, I could talk about the burlesque shows, but I definitely can't do that for our reader base.
Yeah.
I mean, also, the story I never finished. So when I was 19, and I was in this
Oh, yeah,
in
this
this
one.
at this burlesque show.
So this woman lets you in, you're in the burlesque show.
Yeah, we're having a grand old time. We're getting drunk, and the MC says we're gonna play Sex Simon Says, and so she invited 3 couples from the audience up on the stage,
Oh, my God.
and whoever best imitated a sexual position got a point, and then whoever got the most points got free drink tickets. And me being an enthusiastic, young, blossoming alcoholic, I said, I really want those drink tickets. And I had just met my friend yesterday. I just moved into that house 24 hours previously.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just met, and so we go up on the stage, and we're doing real well. We're also facing off with an actual lesbian couple. Keep in mind.
Wow.
And so we're neck and neck. It's real nerve-wracking. And so she says, do like reverse cowgirl. And I think that we're about to lose to the actual lesbian couple. And I was wearing a dress. I was like, how do I win this? And I remembered that I was wearing my Lucky Tiger underwear. They're like teal with.
Mm-hmm.
They're fucking adorable.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So I flashed the audience my Lucky Tiger underwear, and the MC goes, "She showed panties, she wins." And the lesbians were so
Oh my
pissed.
God.
They started trying to strip to make up for it, and the MC said, "Nah, fam."
No, fair.
So I was a wee lass of 19. I was so proud of that. And yeah, that was also the same trip where guy tried to tip us in cocaine for swing dancing. And but apparently all the drugs in New Orleans are garbage. I mean, like, that's just
Interesting.
Yeah,
I would imagine because it's a port city that they're probably not garbage.
No, I mean, from what I've gathered, I mean, I don't smoke a lot of weed, so I don't know personally, but from what I've gathered, the weed down there is literal dried grass. I mean, it's not primo at all. So yeah, I mean, the easiest way is just to get drunk. And then, you know, all alcohol is really cheap. So that's the easiest thing to do. But yeah, I mean, there's always something to do somewhere. I saw a grandma strip dancing on Bourbon Street. And it's... Yeah, you can't.
Yeah,
really
yeah, that's. I feel like that's as good a spot as any to end this. Do you have any final parting words?
I still think it's still tied for best city in the world next to Rome, maybe.
My face is one of confusion and disgust.
No, it's a magic city.
Yeah, but like, a city has to be a lot more things than just a friggin', you know.
I think
that
Rome does have 1 million more tourists. It does have a lot more going on. I think New Orleans is a lot meatier.
Obviously, Rome is a huge, huge city.
But I've been around. I mean, New Orleans it's got it going on. It's got.
Yeah, but you're the kind of person who like enjoys madness.
That's quite true. So I do really like that madness, but then also the beauty and sophistication and history and culture of Rome is also really close to my heart. So I think that's why I probably can't really compare the two. They're just
they're very, very different. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're tied. I can't do it. Maybe when I go for a second trip to Rome, I can figure it out. I don't know.
Yeah, because you've now done New Orleans twice.
Yeah.
So you have to do Rome twice before you can make a decision.
Yeah. We'll see. But thank you for having me on the show.
Yep.
It was a blast.
This was a fun little impromptu episode in between episodes of more higher intelligence.
Oh, fuck you.
Bye, everyone.